Test. Wow. Test, test, test. 1, 2. Test, testing, test, test, test. Good morning and welcome to the WPI Sports and Recreation Center for your third and final day of the 2025 GNAC Swim and Diving Conference Championships alongside Jonah Carter on camera. Avery Abreu on production and graphics today. I am Jeremy Abreu from Abreu Media Productions. We're bringing you all of the great swimming and diving action here this weekend from WPI. This is our third and final day. This is the prelims of day 3, a day in which you will see the 100 freestyle, the 50 breaststroke, the 100 backstroke, the 2 fly, the 2 IM, and then everybody's favorite, the mile. A little bit of a inclement weather day here, but fortunately for these student athletes, everything is going on as scheduled. No changes. We're just about ready to get started in a couple minutes here. Appreciate everyone taking the time to join us here. If you're on the broadcast, jump into the live chat. Tell me who's out there, who you're rooting for, where you're watching from. Maybe tell me what your weather was. I'll tell you, Worcester got a pretty decent amount. I mean, maybe it was 6 to 8 inches. That would be my guess, judging by what I had to clean off the car at the hotel this morning. But fortunately, it was very light, fluffy, dry snow. And that always makes it much easier. So that's always nice. It's Super Bowl Sunday. So everybody has that. I'm sure there'll be some parties attended and other festivities. I know not necessarily for me, but I'll get home in the second half, and that's plenty good for me, especially since my team is not in it. There will be 3 heats of the women's 100-yard freestyle. Derek Davis being the first one to check in. He says close to a foot in southern Maine. Wow. All right. Tanner Rogers, Haley, Idaho. Oh, Tanner, you guys get snow all the time out there. But Derek, close to a foot there in southern Maine. He's rooting for the Monks. And hey, good timing, Derek. Bridget, maybe I assume to be your daughter in lane 3 in our first heat here in the pink cap. So she's getting ready to rock and roll in this first heat of the women's 100-yard freestyle. Tanner's cheering on Mason Rogers from Norwich University. And here we go, folks. We are just about ready to go. Heat 1 on the blocks. Joni McGillis from Elms comes in with the best time here for this heat, 57:05. She's followed closely by Aaliyah Urita from WPI, 59:22. We got Derek Davis, Kim Farris, no snow here in Texas. You're welcome, Derek. Thomas Olander, 4 inches in Connecticut. Go Albertus. And Sarah Mokhtari rooting for Norwich from SoCal. Oh, there's no snow in SoCal, that's for sure. Joni McGillis leading the way at the halfway mark, 26:69. And I'd be remiss, Sarah, if I didn't say I hope you and your family and friends are okay with all the awful wildfires that have gone on out there. Wishing you and your family and friends the best. Joni McGillis here. Getting in a little swim, as they say, 56:64. She drops a little over a second there. Parrott takes second. Urita takes third. So that's a good start for Joni McGillis. Best time there for Bridget Davis as well. Look at that, a 9-second time drop for Davis. Dad Derek will be proud of that one as we move into heat number 2. Susan says go Simmons. She's rooting for Carly Quinlan. Oh, Carly Quinlan, that girl is unreal. She's been cleaning up the hardware with all the awards and conference championships that she's been winning here this weekend. Here's heat 2. Sylvia Valeria Avila Estrada, multiple event champion, 4IM, 100 breast, and I believe 200 breast, if I'm not mistaken. She's really turning on the juice here in this women's 100 free. Jenna Tshida right next to her from Norwich, but it will be Valeria Avila Estrada at the halfway mark from Albertus Magnus. Yes, I got to meet I've gotten to know and meet over the last 2 years Carly's mom and dad. They sit like right in front of me typically. Great people. And her sister Caitlin was a great swimmer last year as well. I heard she's doing great things at Mass General Brigham and Women's as a nurse right now, so that's awesome. Valeria Avila Estrada goes 56-14 to take first. Tashida takes second. Poltrineri takes third. As we're already cruising through the program here. We got the Farrises. Kim and Kevin, I got to actually meet your daughter down on deck yesterday. I told her how me and her dad were chopping it up back and forth. And next time I'm in Texas, I'm going to look you guys up. So it's a pleasure getting to speak to Kylie. Getting ready for our third and final heat here in the women's 100-yard freestyle. Here's Carly Quinlan, our top overall seed in lane 6. Carly is able to generate a great amount of force off that starting block into the water. Good streamline, good breakout always. As she's already built up a little over a second lead, a second and a half over her teammate Haley Stuck in lane 7. Kylie Matthews from St. Joseph's currently running in third. And it will be Quinlan. What's she going to get for a time here? Pretty 53:56. So that's a best time for Quinlan. Stuck takes second. Simmons goes 1 and 2. Kylie Matthews takes third. Matthews also had a best time, as did Tyler and Olander as well. Same for Miller. Best time for Miller. Plasiak, a best time as well. A lot of best times going on here. That's great to see. And I think Tashiro is going to get a best time. She does. So good heat there, won by Carly Quinlan. She will be your top seed tonight. We'll head over to the men. Who else is jumping in here? We got John Sully, Proud of Regis. Tom Hanna checking in. Go Simmons. Tom Olander. Go Sophie. Heat 1 of the men's forthcoming here. There are your lane assignments. Again, folks, just so you know, you see a lot of WPI kids. You're probably used to this by now. They do participate in this meet on an exhibition basis. They do not swim at finals, so they are not taking any spots away from any of the GNAC swimmers. And you know what? It's actually a good thing because there's a lot of good swimmers from WPI here, and they'll, whenever you swim you sometimes rise to the level of the fastest swimmer in the pool at the time. So I know For instance, in this heat, you see Jack Brazier leading the way from WPI, and he's pushing these other swimmers as well. So always good to have some good competition in the water. Brazier leading the way. Am I saying Aryaman's name right? Aryaman Nagaraj. John, I think you're going to be the guy to help me here. Aryaman Nagaraj, is that right? Jack Brazier takes first, 48.84. Sperling takes second. Nagaraj takes third. As we move into Heat 2. I see you say in the chat, let's go Ari. Maybe I should just call him Ari. Aryaman? Aryaman? I always mess that up. So swimmers will clear the pool. Aryaman Nagaraj. All right, perfect. Heat 2 lined up, ready to go. Nicholas Braun from WPI. Sub 50 here, 48.69. Martin Adlianitsky from Norwich, 50.10. This is going to be a good race in the middle of the pool in 6 and 7. Of course, the Adlianitsky brothers from Norwich University have had themselves another great conference championship weekend. Topped the leaderboard in multiple events. And as you can see right here, it's Martin leading the way at the halfway mark. One thing Martin does, even though he's a pretty tall young man, he gets in and out of those turns pretty quickly. And, the taller you are, the more things that can go wrong when you're mechanics-wise, when you're swimming or really doing anything. And Adlianitsky really does it well. So he will win our second heat, 47.83. Wow, that's a good time. Almost a 3-second drop. Braun takes second. Hemmerly takes third. Adlianitsky, though, 47.83. And here we'll see. So 47.83 is the time to beat here. Let's see what his brother Christian goes. He's the top seed. 46.21 is his entry time. So we'll see who's going to be the number 1 seed tonight, Martin or Christian or someone else. Maybe Nikita. No, it won't be Nikita. He's from WPI. Could be Alex Carrier from University of St. Joseph. He comes in 51.74. Rocking and rolling in the water here. Alex Carrier. Christian Adlianitsky, though, leading the way. So his brother got 47.80, either 88 or 83. I can't read my own handwriting there. So we'll see what Christian is able to do. He's out in a 23.27. If he just goes on his time, he'll be the number 1 seed at finals tonight. He comes in a 46.21. He's not going to come in on his time. A little off that. 47.70. So he will be the number 1 seed tonight. Christian will be the number 1 seed. Martin will be the number 2 seed. When they do start to announce the finalists for tonight, we'll go down to Tim McDonald on the PA. Get you all that info. We're moving right along here. Event 45, 50 breaststroke. 3 heats on the women's side. B. Eccles, Tiffany Twombly, top 2 in heat number 1, 35-34, 34-49 respectively. Good start by Tiffany Twombly in the middle of the pool here. And let me tell you, with these 50-yard events, it's all about the start and the turns. If you don't have a good start, if you don't have a good turn, forget about it. The margin of error is very slim in a 50. Twombly and B. Eccles battling here. You notice Eccles has got the faster pace. Twombly the stronger kick. Let's see who gets into that wall first, and it's going to be Twombly. By 3/10, she'll just outtouch Eccles, who takes second, Parker third. So Tiffany Twombly, 34-12. Our Heat 1 winner. Every swimmer in that heat had a best time there, folks. So that's what you want to see, a culmination of all that hard work during the regular season, all that training, all those 5 and 6 a.m. practices and sessions in the weight room. You come down to these conference championships, you want to put forth a good showing and have a best time in pretty much every event that you can. And we saw that in that last heat as we move on to heat number 2. Berkeley Hutchins in lane 6. She's been on the podium in the breaststroke events here this weekend. Trying to get on the podium here in the 50. She's in lane 6. Pink cap, she's battling it out right now with Sophie Robinson from WPI. But great turn and pull out there by Berkeley Hutchins. That puts her into the lead with about 10 yards to go. And Hutchins will take the heat, 33-46, best time there. And look at this, again, all 6 swimmers, best times there. Very nice to see. 33-46, the time to beat right now. Olivia Luna is our number 1 seed. She comes in with a 33-69, so she's going to have to drop a little to be that number 1 seed. Alana Kelleher, 1 day off her birthday, which was yesterday. Olivia Luna from Regis. Middle of the pool. Again, she's had a very successful conference championship this weekend. Finding herself on the podium numerous times. Mason Rogers in the water for Norwich. Who's going to get there first, Luna or Kelleher? And it's going to be Luna, 33-44, and she will be your number 1 seed tonight by 2/100ths of a second, folks. Talk about slim margins. You see it here in the world of swimming. Well, moving on already to event 46, the 50-yard breaststroke. Already on the second page of the heat sheet, just about. So we are moving through things here. There are your lane assignments. Alex Carrier in 5, Nikita Ostapenko in 6. Ryan Kim in 7, and Rikin Vanima rounds out the field in lane number 8. Anybody going to any Super Bowl parties tonight? I mean, I know it's going to be during finals, so maybe you're hosting a Super Bowl / GNAC party. That would be pretty cool. Ostapenko takes first. Kim takes second. Vanima takes third. I'd love to hear about it if you are. Sounds pretty cool. I can see, like you got a couple big screen TVs. One's on the game, one's on the GNAC. But you mute me because you don't want to hear my voice. You just put it on the Super Bowl audio. That's the best way to do it as we approach our second heat here. Will Thompson, our number 1 seed, 26-84. Thompson's entry time. Thompson is just loaded up with fast twitch muscles in his lower body. If you watch him propel off of the block, it's like a loaded spring. He gets incredible distance and power, and he will get a best time here, 26-27 for Thompson. Brasky takes second, Werb third, but it will be Will Thompson. It will be Will Thompson, your okay, we're having a 5-minute break. Resuming our session at 10:21. They'll probably get you some results in that time. We're going to take that break with them. We'll be back from the WPI Sports and Rec Center in just about 4 minutes. You're watching the GNAC Swim and Dive Conference Championships on Brew Media Productions.
And now we will be resuming our morning session with event 49, women 100-yard backstroke. There will be 3 heats.
Women's 100 back, 3 heats. Kylie Farris, top time coming into heat number 1, 106.54 for Farris. She's in lane 6. I feel like I have a good setup here, though, right now, folks. I got a tablet going, my iPad locked into ESPN, so I can still, like, see the pregame. You know, I'm not really paying much attention to it, but it's on. Always good to have. I don't know how you all work, but I'm in sales. When I'm not traveling, I work from home. And in my home office setup, I have no fewer than 5 or 6 screens in front of me with stuff going on at any one time. Talk about ADD. Kylie Farris leading the way. Good start here for Farris. Let's watch that turn. She nails the turn, but Riley Abt is right there from Regis as well. A little stronger underwater there by Farris, and that gives her the slight edge heading into the flags. 31.57 for Farris, 0.3 ahead of Abt. So it's really Farris and Abt right now. Good turn again by both Farris and Abt.
The time is now 10:22. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
Let's see who gets there first, and it will be Farris, touching in a time of 105.33. So Kylie Farris, your heat winner. Abt in second, and Robinson third. Had a couple soft touches there, so the times unofficially did not show up, but they will be recorded as we move on to heat number 2. Camelia Hanna from Simmons, 106.18. So Farris went a 105.33. We'll keep track of the top seed here, 105.33. We'll see if anybody beats that. Hanna definitely a threat to that time. Comes in with a 106.18. Karina Deros in 4. Deanna Parrott in 5. The aforementioned Hanna in 6. Laura Luthi in 7. Emily Morales in 8. Aria Willie. Actually, no, we don't have Aria. She is a scratch.
Noah Lowe, Vinny Velasquez, Alex Solima, Ari Marin Nagaraj, Alex Carrier, Martin Adelanitsky, and with a top seed of 47.70 from Norwich University, Christian Adelanitsky. The time is now 10:24. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
Hanna continuing to lead the way. See if she gets in under that 105.33, and she will not. Wow, that was close. 105.71. Hanna takes first, Luthi second, Parrott third. So Farris still has that top time heading into our final heat. And our number 1 seed, Alana Kelleher, with the 104.79. Best times for our top 3 finishes there as we move on to our third and final heat of the women's backstroke. Alana Kelleher comes in with a 104.75. Good start all the way around. Kelleher and Olivia Luna from Regis.
Attention coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 45, women 50-yard breaststroke. Coming in is your second alternate, Lauren Tashiro, and your first alternate, Christian Ottahar. Swimming in your B final, Jessica Chrisman, Calissa Weaver, Jenna Sylvia, Izzy Castrillo, Mason Rogers, Charlotte Doherty, Abby Parker, and Haley Stuck. Swimming in your championship final, Sophia Nyland, Renee Sorensen, B. Eccles, Tiffany Tombly, Julia Long, Alana Kelleher, Berkeley Hutchins, and Olivia Luno. And your top seed with the time of 33:34 from Regis, Olivia Luno. The time is now 10:27. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
There's the women's 50 breast, Olivia Luna. 105.75. So Kylie Farris will be your number one seed tonight in finals in this women's 100 back. As we move into the men's 100 back, only one heat for the men here. Bridget Davis will finish up. She's going to drop some time too. Nice job by Bridget there. 129. That's a best time by almost 3 seconds.
Up next is event 50, men, a 100-yard backstroke. There will be one heat.
One heat here, the men's 100 back. Drew Bilo, the number one seed, 54.42. Bilo of 54.42, Sperling of 57.13, Prout of 59.22.
Lane 5, Lucas Burrell. Lane 6, Drew Bilo. Lane 7, Luke Sperling. Lane 8, Chris Capon. And in lane 9, Josh Kelly. Attention coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 46, men 50-yard breaststroke. Swimming in your championship final, Evan Chase, Alex Carrier, Joseph Guerin, Ryan Kim, Nate Rasky, and your top overall seed with a time of 26:27 from Norwich University, Will Thompson. The time is now 10:29. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
Bilo looking strong in lane 6, and he will capture the top spot here, 53.55. Best time for Eng as well in lane 3. Prowl takes third with the best time. They will clear the pool as we move over to everybody's favorite event, the 200 butterfly. 2 heats. Vera Rivard, our ice swimmer, is in lane 4. Alyssa Shattini in 5. Shaylin Humphrey in 6. Maria Pekarchik in 7. Brianna Letourneau in 8. I just used this time to tell my 13-year-old daughter, Avery, who is also a swimmer, about Vera Rivard and her ice swimming, which is fascinating. Such a cool thing for Vera to represent Team USA in the World Ice Swimming Championships recently in Italy, I believe it was.
Now swimming in lane 4, Mary Rivard. Lane 5, Alyssa Shanetti. Lane 6, Taylor Humphrey. Lane 7, Maria Hazard. And in lane 8, Rihanna Letourneau.
Good camera work here by Jonah Carter, getting you all of the action of all the swimmers here, of which right now I believe it's Shaylin Humphrey in lane 6. It is. Actually, was it Shaylin Humphrey or Alyssa Shattini? It was Shaylin Humphrey. She's just ahead of Shattini. Maria Pekarchek from Norwich University right there as well. 200 butterfly, one of the more demanding events. It's typically a love-hate event for most swimmers. Even if you do swim it, I'm going to say a lot of times you'll probably say, oh, I hate that event. It is very taxing on the body, but you wouldn't be able to tell that by these young ladies all doing spectacular. Shaylin Humphrey leading the way, followed by Alyssa Shattini from Elms and Maria Pekarchek from Norwich University. Humphrey making her way toward the 150-yard mark. Don't forget, folks, we got diving today. Today's 3-meter diving. I think we're tentatively scheduled to start around 12 o'clock. It depends on when this session is over. So we'll get you all of that action. And Humphrey well on her way to winning our opening heat, 2:20.70. So she drops over 3 seconds, which is one heck of a time drop. Alyssa Shattini will have a double-digit time drop here. She'll go at 2:35 against a 2:49, so she'll drop almost 14 seconds. And Pekarchek drops 3 herself. So nice job all the way around there. As we prepare, Caitlin Farris says, as a butterflyer herself, she does not like this event. Yeah, I mean, it's a polarizing event. I'm not going to lie. Avery, what would you say about the two fly? My daughter, my 13-year-old daughter is a 2-flyer as well. And I just asked her, she's helping me today, what do you feel about it? She said, it's horrible. It's a tough event, but you know what? You can really separate yourself as a swimmer in this event because obviously there aren't as many swimmers that swim that 2-fly. So if you really put the effort in and can get through it, you can usually find yourself at or near the top as we move to Heat 2. Our top seed is Anna Kelly from Simmons in lane 6.
In lane 4, Cherie Williams. Lane 5, Ava Hunter.
I cannot tell you how many times in broadcasting meets over the past 5 years now, I've seen kids just not be able to finish. And, you know, a lot of swimming is mental. A lot of times it will get into your head, and they'll get to the 50 or the 100-yard mark, and they'll tap out. It's the third 50 that's always the hardest. First 50, you're kind of fired up. You got some adrenaline going. Second 50, okay, you're building. The third 50 kicks in, and you're like, oh, Lord, am I going to be able to finish this? But then, miraculously, usually you get to that wall at the 150-yard mark, and you get some extra energy because you know there's only 50 left, and I'm almost done. Anna Kelly remaining as the leader. She's right in the middle of Ava Hubster and Alina Nimchak from Simmons and St. Joseph, respectively. Here's the third 50. See if Kelly can hold on to that lead. She's looking really strong here. $50 to go for Kelly, 147.04. She came in a 223.09. And she has really gotten a little stronger as this race has gone on. So she's built up that lead. After 50, it was a quarter of a second. After 100, it was over a second and a half. And now we're just under 4 seconds with about 12 and a half yards to go for Kelly. Kelly goes to 226.10. Good for the heat victory. Hubster will take second, I believe. She does, and that's a best time for Hubster. Nemchek takes third. That deserves a little air horn. I love being able to do sound effects with the mixer I have. My daughter just rolls her eyes when I do it. But it's fun. Keeps it fun, right, folks? You got some great performances here. We want to celebrate that. So I've actually forgotten to even use it the first 2 days. So we're going to get that going with outstanding performances. Izzy Sarakia. She's got a little over 25 to go, and we got to get behind her here. She came in with a 4:05.90. We're going to will her to a best time here. Come on, Izzy. Izzy Sarakia from Regis. Here comes Sarakia. Can she get there in under a 4:05.90? It's going to be tough, but nevertheless, a great, outstanding performance here for Sarakia. This event is not easy. 4:05.89, and she does do a best time by 1/100th of a second. Nice job, Izzy. We'll move on to the men's 200-yard butterfly. That is grit and determination right there, folks. Nice job, Izzy Sarakia from Regis. That is the epitome of when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Nice job, Izzy, as we move on to Heat 1 and only heat on the men's 200 butterfly. Aiden Domenico in 3, Devin Mahicek in 4, Patrick Tersch in 5. It's Andrew Clark in 6, Cody Werner in 7, Daniel Corey in 8, Connor Hallstrom in 9. I'll tell you what was nice last night. Got to go home as a big NBA and Celtics fan. Not home, get to the hotel, and Celtics and Knicks just started. Celtics with a blowout win over the Knicks. Kind of a statement game. Jason Tatum scoring 40 points. Celtics with a big double-digit win. Second in the East for the Celtics. The Knicks are third in the East, so that was a big win.
Josh Kelly, Zach Piper, Chris Capin, and your top overall seed with a time of 53:55 from Norwich University, Drew Bilo. The time is now 10:40. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
Cody Werner from Regis. Locked in a battle with Andrew Clark from Norwich. Clark in 6, Werner in 7. With 50 to go, it will come down to these two. Werner touches the wall 1/100th of a second ahead of Clark here. but it is Clark who is now pulled away ever so slightly, heading into the 175-yard wall. Let's watch that turn. Who gets in and out of that turn faster? Good turn by both Clark and Werner, but it is Clark with the lead. And Clark will take this heat and our number 1 seed tonight. He goes a 157.
And unofficially taking heat 1 with a
95. Best times for almost every swimmer in the heat except for Tersch. Now we'll move into what I would call my favorite event to watch, the 2IM. You have to have a mastery of all 4 strokes to be a good IMer, something to keep an eye on here. Breaststrokers typically tend to be some of the best IMers. So as the saying goes, if you're a good breaststroker, you're a good IMer. So we'll keep an eye on that here. There are your lane assignments. Alina Nemchek comes in with the top time from University of St. Joseph, 2:25.99. Again, they'll start out with butterfly, transition to back, move over to breast, and then finish up with freestyle. Kylie Matthews in lane 4, Joni McGillis in 5, the aforementioned Nimchek in 6, Shaylin Humphrey in 7, Tiffany Twombly in 8, Gloria Sema in 9. And since these events are moving so fast, you got swimmers who are already swimming their second event here with not a lot of time in between. So we'll see how this impacts some of these swimmers. I know Matthews has already swam, Humphrey, Twombly, McGillis. Right now, it's not really having much of an effect on McGillis as she's leading the way halfway through the backstroke. A little ahead of Shaylin Humphrey from Simmons. One of the most important turns in the IM is that back to breast turn, open turn, crossover turn, bucket turn. Let's see what McGillis does. She does an open turn. We had a bucket turn in lane 7 by Shaylin Humphrey. Those are just 3 different turns that you can do. Obviously, the open turn, the easiest. The bucket turn and the crossover turn, they're a little harder to do and do legally, so typically takes a little bit of practice.
We're getting ready to close our time trial event, and if you would like to submit any last-minute requests for this afternoon's time trials, please bring them to the announcers table.
Shaylin Humphrey has now taken over the lead in the breaststroke here.
Women 200-yard butterfly. Swimming in your B final, Izzy Sarachia, Vera Rivard, and Brianna Letourneau. Swimming in your championship final, Jenna Silva, Cherie Williams, Maria Pazakak, Alyssa Shinetti, Elena Nemzuk, Ava Hubster, Anna Kelly, and your top overall seed with a time of 2:20.70 from Simmons University, Kaylin Humphrey. The time is now 10:45. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
Humphrey takes it into 2:24.75. She drops a couple seconds there. Twombly second, McGillis third. So again, demonstrating how important that breaststroke is. Humphrey was in second, moved up to first during the breaststroke. As we move into our second and final heat, right after Gloria Sema finishes up here. Sema's time is a 3:36.96. Let's see if she can get home before then. Come on, Gloria. She's going to get it done here. So Gloria's going to drop some serious time here. Nice swim by Sema from Norwich University. Yes, and she drops almost 4 seconds. So great job by Sema and all of the other swimmers as we move on to heat number 2. And our top seed, Aliyah Urita, with a 224.76 from WPI. If we look at GNAC swimmers, it would be Brandy Lewis from Norwich at a 227.04. Lewis finding herself on the podium in our distance events so far this weekend. Kaylin Creel in 4, Maria Estrada in 5, Aliyah Urita in 6, Brandy Lewis in 7, Anna Callahan in 8, and Abby Houghton rounds out the field in lane number 9. We've moved on to the backstroke. Maria Estrada and Brandy Lewis, stroke for stroke here. Again, this will be the pivotal turn to breaststroke. Lewis surging ahead a little faster pace there. They both open turn into the breaststroke. This will likely determine who's going to win this 2IM. You'll see Lewis, a very strong breaststroker, has surged ahead by almost, I was going to say almost a full body length. It is a full body length. Aliyah Urita starting to make a move here for WPI. She was in 5th. She's moved up into 2nd during this breaststroke. But it is Lewis remaining our leader heading into the freestyle. And she looks poised to be our number 1 seed tonight, depending on her finish here. And it will be Lewis, 221.93. She takes first. Second is Urita. Third goes to Creel.
Swimmers, please clear the pool. The next event is event 54, men 200-yard IM. There will be 2 heats.
Two heats of the 2IM on the men's side. Jack Werb in lane 4. Patrick Tersch. Actually, no Patrick Tersch. He's a scratch. Adrian Riando in 6. Nikita Ostapenko in 7. Artie Abrams in lane 8. Good start there by Artie Abrams. He was our 4IM winner. Adrian Riando had himself quite a night last night as well, finding himself finishing on the podium. And it is Riando finishes out that butterfly really strong as they make the transition into backstroke. And if you saw that underwater there by Riando, that's what really gets it done. Really strong underwater. Gets away from the surface of the water where it's very choppy, where the current is flowing against you. Good depth on that underwater. Pops up into his breakout, and here we go. Here is the transition from back to breast.
Attention Attention coaches and swimmers at this time. Time trial entries are now officially closed. Additionally, at the conclusion of the men's 200-yard IM, we will be having a 10-minute break. Once again, at the conclusion of the men's 200-yard IM, there will be a 10-minute break.
10-minute break forthcoming after Heat 2 of the men's 2IM. We'll get right into a couple relays after that, and then 2 heats of the mile, and that'll be a wrap on the morning session. Adrian Riendo continuing to look strong here. But it is Artie Abrams, 2:02.33. Nice freestyle leg by Abrams there, 28.8. Fastest in the field. Ostapenko takes second, Riendo third.
Swimmers, please clear the pool. Heat 2. Now swimming. In lane 4, Brandon Scott. Lane 5, Martin Lewinski. Lane 6, Jake Thomas. Lane 7, Aiden Hebb.
Top overall seed for the GNAC in the water. It's Aiden Hebb from University of St. Joseph, 2:04.39. Braden Scott from Norwich in lane 4. Martin Adlianitsky also from Norwich in lane 5. Jake Thomas from WPI in 6. And Aiden Hebb from University of St. Joseph in lane 7. Right now, it is Martin Adlianitsky and Jake Thomas. Adlianitsky leading the way in 5. Jake Thomas in lane 6 as they transition over to breaststroke. Jake Thomas with a good breakout there, turn and breakout. He surges into the lead ahead of Adlianitsky as they get ready to transition over to freestyle. Jake Thomas really putting his foot on the gas here, starting to extend that lead over Adlianitsky. He will be our heat winner, but for GNAC purposes, it will be Adlianitsky. Thomas goes 2:01.41. Adlianitsky 2:04.34. So Abrams will be our number 1 seed tonight. And that, folks, will lead us into a 10-minute break.
The competition pool is now open for warm-up, warm-down. We will be resuming at approximately 11:05.
So quick 10-minute break here at WPI. We'll be back for the relays in the 2025 GNAC Swimming and Diving Conference Championships.
100-yard butterfly. Swimming in your A final, Connor Hallstrom, Cody Werner in your top overall seed with a 157.95 from Norwich University, Andrew Clark. The time is now 10:59. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch. Coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 53, women 200-yard IM. Swimming in your B final, Gloria Saima and Alana Naimchuk. Swimming in your A final, Kylie Matthews, Abby Houghton, Maria Estrada, Kaylin Creel, Joni McGillis, Tiffany Tombly, Kaylin Humphrey in your top overall seed with a time of 2:21.93 from Norwich University, Brandy Lewis. The time is now 11 o'clock. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch. And finally, the results are in for event 54, men 200-yard IM. Swimming in your championship final, Braden Scott, Aiden Hebb, Adrian Rindell, Martinetta Lenitsky, and your top overall seed with a time of 2:02.33 from Norwich University, Artie Abrams. The time is now 11 o'clock. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch. Attention coaches and swimmers. At this time, event 43, women's 100-yard freestyle is officially closed. There are no scratches. Event 44, men's 100-yard freestyle is officially closed. There are no scratches. Event 45, women's 50-yard breaststroke is officially closed. There are no scratches. And finally, event 46, men 50-yard breaststroke is officially closed. There are no scratches.
We're back for the women's 400 medley relay. There are only 2 heats, and it is just WPI. So if you are a GNAC,
Attention coaches, swimmers, and officials, we will be resuming our session momentarily. We will be kicking it back off with event 57, women 400-yard medley relay. There will be 1 heat.
so if you are a GNAC family member or fan, you're not going to miss anything if you take a little step away right now. I won't hold it against you. You know, go get a drink, work on those chicken wings for tonight. Maybe you got a brisket smoking like I know someone does in Texas. You know, if you step away right now, perfectly fine. Because after these relays, we get back to the mile. Only 2 heats, and then we're done. 2 heats of the mile. We're done for the morning. Noontime again for the diving. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the broadcast. I will do a little public service announcement right now for myself. I would say I've gotten a lot of good feedback from you all. If you really want to take it to that next level, make sure the GNAC knows that you were really happy with the live stream broadcast. You know, I think they do take those types of things into consideration when they're planning these things out. I'd like to be back here next year and, you know, every year going forward. I really enjoy the relationship I built with not only the folks in the GNAC conference headquarters, but the coaches, some of the swimmers. I just had a nice talk with Camelia Hanna from Simmons. I've met a lot of great people. So Joe Walsh, W-A-L-S-H, he's the commissioner of the GNAC. Certainly you can go to the GNAC website and drop them some feedback or on their social media. It would be appreciated because I want to come back and do this again next year. This is a lot of fun. Love broadcasting. And, of course, if there's anything that you'd like to see, you know, we were hoping to have a mobile camera on deck this year, and wasn't completely baked out yet, totally in the budget. Again, this is, you know, a little side venture for me, and we're constantly trying to improve. If you saw what this was when we first started, it was Spartan-like. It was it was like, you know, remember the days of the TV where you had to get up to the TV and turn the dial to change the station. It was that type of broadcast, and we've, you know, fortunately been able to level up and get some pretty good recognition. We were featured, if you're familiar with SwimSwam, which is a pretty big swimming publication online, their editor did a article about how to make swimming more exciting and called Brew Media Productions out as the kind of the gold standard for live streaming. So that was pretty cool. It was exciting to see, and I enjoy doing it. So again, if you love the broadcast, it's great that you tell me, but let the GNAC know for sure. Go to their website, thegnac.com. And I don't know this, but I'm sure there's a way that you can email the commissioner, click on a link, whatever. If you feel that strongly about it, that's great. If you don't, no big deal as well. Appreciate everyone tuning in. It's really all about just highlighting these special student athletes at all of these member schools here and all the hard work they do. At me having 2 daughters who are swimmers myself, I understand what goes into swimming, right? The mental aspect of it, how hard it is, those 5 a.m. practices, the weight sessions, all of that stuff can be a very demanding sport. So love to highlight all of these swimmers and their accomplishments here. Robinson entering the water for WPI. This will be the final leg of this 400 medley relay. And again, you may ask, hey, why are WPI swimmers in here? You know, it's part of the host agreement. So WPI gets to enter swimmers in this meet every year as exhibition swimmers. They're not taking anything away from the GNAC swimmers, but it's a tune-up for their conference championship, which will be right here at WPI in 2 weeks. So the GNAC Conference Championships. We have the Northeast 10 Championships coming up next week, so I'll be broadcasting here for 3 straight weeks. And we just have to hope that these crazy snowstorms don't impact anything. As Robinson will finish up. And we'll move over to the men. They're going to have a couple heats. Actually, 1 heat. 2 entries, 1 heat.
Swimmers, please clear the pool. The next event is event 58, men 400-yard medley relay. There will be 1 heat. Heat 1. Now swimming in lane 6, WPIB, and in lane 7, WPIC.
For WPIB, it'll be Ostapenko, Domenico, Hemmerly, and Braun. For WPIC, it'll be Werb, Tersch, Sperling, and Corey. 2 heats of the mile await, and that will conclude our morning session. Once again, folks, keep in mind tonight's finals start at 5 o'clock. So we're starting an hour earlier than we did the past 2 nights, 5 o'clock. Start time for the finals. WPIB leading the way in lane 6. Right now, that's Domenico. He'll hand it over to Hemmerly. Oh, you know what, folks? We got to do some Super Bowl trivia. We got the mile coming up. We got to make things fun. So we're gonna do some Super Bowl trivia, and I'm gonna need your participation. So we're gonna find some good questions. All right, we got some stuff. We got some good stuff. We're going to have Super Bowl trivia. So if you're paying attention and you're going to be sticking around for the 2-mile heats, please stick around. Jump into that live chat. We're going to do a little fun Super Bowl trivia to keep things fun and exciting during the mile, because we know the mile swims, they're long. 100 yards left. It is WPIB with Braun in the water now, ahead of WPIC with Corey. So B gets it done, 3:53.42.
Taking heat one with an unofficial time of 3:53.42. In lane 6 with the celebration, WPIB.
WPIB with the win.
Swimmers, please clear the pool. Up next, we have event 47, women 1650-yard freestyle. There will be one heat. Heat 1.
Here we go, folks. The women's mile swimming in lane 4 from Norwich University is Jess Merrill. Swimming in lane 5 from the University of St. Joseph, it's Kate Ostrowski. Swimming in lane 6 from Elms is Sasha Plotniak. Swimming in lane 7 from Regis is Vera Rivard. And swimming in lane 8 from Albertus Magnus, Nicole Irizarry. Top time coming in here is Sasha Plotniak from Elms College, 13:35.50. Got to make sure, again, you got the time on the screen. You got all the names as they touch the wall. We're going to check in all the time, obviously, but we're going to do some Super Bowl trivia here to keep things fun and light and exciting. So the first question, and let's not cheat here. I'm going to throw some easy questions out there first. What is the team or teams with the most Super Bowl wins? So I'll wait for you to pop into the live chat. We'll give each of these maybe a minute or two. Plotniak leading the way, 109.62 from the Elms. So what team or teams have the most Super Bowl wins, and how many do they have? This should be a very easy question. Let's see if anyone wants to play. With no one chiming in yet, I feel like that boy that's out at the schoolyard after school, and I brought my ball, and I'm looking to have a game, and nobody's there. And I'm just throwing the ball up to myself. I'm catching it. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not playing a game. But the question is, as we continue to watch Sasha Plotniak from Elms lead the way, 175 yards into this mile. What team or teams have the most Super Bowl wins, and how many do they have? It's a tough crowd right now. We know our viewership dropped a little bit because most of the morning session is over, but we still have these amazing swimmers in the mile, like Sasha Plotniak, like Kate Ostrowski and Vera Rivard, Nicole Irizarry and Jess Merrill. So we're just trying to keep it fun while we're watching them barrel through this mile here. Maybe I also feel like that comedian who goes on stage and he like cracks like 3 or 4 jokes and nobody laughs. All right, so I'm going to answer the question. Nope, I'm not going to answer. Avery does not want me to answer it. She is waiting anxiously for someone to jump into the live chat and play along with me here. as we continue to watch Sasha Plotniak from Elms College lead the way. Kate Ostrowski second in lane 5. Vera Rivard third. Plotniak in lane 6. Ostrowski in 5. Rivard in 7. Plotniak's lead almost 13 seconds over Ostrowski right now. Plotniak holding pretty tight with those 38 high splits, 39 low. So Drew Rapucci says Tom Brady is 7. So here's the question, Drew. What team? Yes, Drew Rapucci gets it. Drew 1, the rest of you 0. As we move on to our second question. It is the Pats and the Steelers. They both have 6. So congratulations to Drew. Marshall, thank you for chiming in. Here's let's see, our second question. I'm trying to find an easy ones. So we're not like, I don't want to make you all look up stuff. Okay. Which team or teams have the most Super Bowl defeats? And how many do they have? So what team or teams have made it to the Super Bowl and lost the most? Sasha Plotniak continuing to lead. She's holding those 39 low to mid splits right now. She just goes a 40.1 there. Kate Ostrowski in second. She's holding 41 low splits. Vera Rivard in third, 41 mid splits. So, Marshall, your first guess is one of the teams, the Patriots. Yup. Surprisingly, it's not the Bills. I thought it was going to be the Bills, too. I'll give, since I know Drew is playing along, I'm going to see if Drew chimes in here before we give out the answer. Patriots are one of them. .500 yards in. Sasha Plotniak from Elms College with the lead. Middle of your screen going from left to right with the green cap. We'll give the answer when Plotniak gets to the wall here for the 550. Good guess, Drew. Not the Eagles, though. So as Plotniak makes her turn, it is the Patriots and the Denver Broncos. They've both lost 5 times in the Super Bowl. So I did not know. If I had my guess without knowing that would have been the Bills. But nope, it is the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. Yup, Marshall, you got it. How about what city has hosted the Super Bowl the most times? So what city has hosted the Super Bowl the most times? Plotniak continues to move some water here in lane number 6. 39-61. So she keeps holding those high 39, low 40 splits. 741.66 through 600 yards. Kate Ostrowski remains in second. Vera Rivard in third. Again, the question is, what city has hosted the Super Bowl the most times? It's sort of a trick question. I'll give you that. So there's a little hint. Sort of a trick question. Plotniak, 40.54 on that last split. All right, so we're going to give it to Drew here. So technically, as of right this moment at 11:25 Eastern Standard Time, it is Miami. They've hosted the Super Bowl 11 times. New Orleans has 10, but once kickoff happens, they will be 11. So, Drew, you're right. You got that. You got the trick question there. So that was really good. How about this one? Which team is the only one to finish the season undefeated after winning the Super Bowl? It's kind of an easy one. If you give me the team, you get 1 point. If you give me the team and the year, you get 2 points. As Sasha Plotniak continues her assault here on the mile. She came in with a 13:35.50. Holding those 39 high splits, 40 low splits. Kate Ostrowski remains in second. Vera Rivard third. Nicole Irizarry fourth. And Jess Merrill fifth right now. So which team finished the season undefeated after winning the Super Bowl? 1 point for the team, 1 point for the year. Maybe I was thinking maybe I could have a third career as a trivia host. I don't know. I thought I better stick to my first two jobs here. As Sasha Plotniak from Elms makes her turn at the 850-yard mark. Plotniak is a 5'5" sophomore from South Hadley, Massachusetts. Doing a great job here. And I give Plotniak a lot of credit, too, because when you get a lead like this, you know, she probably doesn't know exactly her lead, but, you know, when you're in the pool, you know kind of what's going on. As you're breathing bilaterally to the left and to the right, you know where people are. You know who you're passing one time, multiple times. Sometimes it's hard to keep that motivation, and Plotniak is doing just that. Sasha having herself a good swim here. 950 yards in. Again, holding those splits in the 39 mids. And ding, ding, ding. Yes, it is Drew Rapucci with another correct answer. It was the Dolphins, 1972 Miami Dolphins. And Drew had a family friend on the team. That is pretty cool. And I know every year is a fun fact. Every year when the last undefeated team in the NFL loses, whenever that is, there's still, you know, a good number of 72 Dolphins. They try and get together and they pop open a bottle of champagne for that, because there's another year that the record holds. Just to level set in the pool, no change to the order. There hasn't been a change in the order, folks, since the 150-yard mark. We're at the 1,000. Sasha Plotniak from Elms continues to lead the way. Kate Ostrowski in second. Vera Rivard in third. Nicole Irizarry in fourth. And Jess Merrill in fifth. All right, this is a good one. Who is the first singer to perform the national anthem at the Super Bowl? So the first singer to ever perform the national anthem at the Super Bowl. As Plotniak reaches the 1,100-yard mark. Another thing to notice about a lot of these swimmers, and you can see it with Plotniak, she's doing what's called really floating her legs. So she's not really kicking. And a lot of distance swimmers, you know, they have their own style and strategy for how heavy they are on their legs when they get on their legs. You know, if you see most of these swimmers, it's just like a little flutter kick every 1 or 2 strokes. Now, if you look up at lane 8, Nicole Irizarry, she's not fluttering. She's consistently kicking. But Plotniak, you know, maybe a little flutter kick here or there. So she's taxing her upper body, a lot of pulling. Obviously, it works for her, and it's all going to be what you're comfortable with. You'll see Katie Ledecky as she swims her distance events. If you watch, she's not constantly kicking. She gets on and off her legs at intervals. Give those legs a little bit of a rest. She's so strong upper body-wise. Whitney Houston? No, not Whitney Houston. That's who I would have guessed. But I'll give you a hint, Drew. I think I told you all my age yesterday because it was my birthday. So this happened prior to the year I was born. So this is going to predate Whitney Houston. I don't even know who this singer is. So I figured somebody might know it. My guess would have been Whitney Houston. It wasn't, or it's not Houston. As Plotniak continues to move toward the 1275 mark. Still holding strong with those 39 high, 40 lows. I'll be interested to hear if anybody has even heard of this particular singer, which I'm going to give the answer to as soon as Sasha hits the wall here at the 1325-yard mark. So in 1974, it was a singer by the name of Charley, C-H-A-R-L-E-Y, Pride. First singer to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. 1974, Charley Pride. Again, predates me. I have never even heard of that singer, but they have the distinction of being the first singer to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. As we continue to watch Plotniak, 1,350 yards in, so 300, I say this in air quotes, short yards left for Plotniak. Elms College, of course, is led by first-year coach D'Angela Fobbs. She could be a trivia question herself. Who is the only GNAC swim and dive coach to take over their team or to become the head coach after being a conference champion in multiple events the previous year? That trivia question would be D'Angela Fobbs. I've had a couple nice conversations with her over the weekend. I do remember her and her performances here last year. Plotniak continuing to rock and roll, approaching the 1475-yard mark. Plotniak with 100 yards to go, and she's had a really good performance here, staying very consistent. Won't have her real time, just realizing a little while ago, these were the 1,000 times that were entered. $50 yards to go for Sasha Plotniak from Elms. Great performance here in the women's 1650. Again, no change to the order. So what you saw at the 150-yard mark is likely how we're going to finish here. Plotniak will take first. Ostrowski's in second, Rivard third, Merrill fourth, Irizarry is in fifth. 21:37.12 for Sasha Plotniak.
Officially taking heat one with a time of 21:37.12. In lane 6, from Elms College, Sasha Plotniak.
(22:33.82) for Ostrowski from University of St. Joseph. Next to finish will be lane 7, and that's Vera Rivard from Regis. Rivard goes 22:54. And now both Irizarry and Merrill in lanes 8 and 4 respectively, 15:50. So a little over 100 left for each. They'll crisscross here. Merrill will come in for her 1,550-yard touch. Irizarry right now approaching the 1575-yard mark. Charlie, Larry, you're right. I actually just Googled Charlie Pride, very popular singer. Wow. Go figure. I had never, obviously predating me. You could go on and on for days with Super Bowl trivia. A lot of fun. I chose to do it though when we don't have the most people on the live stream. Still have about 50, but obviously with just one more distance event to go, a lot of people have since dropped off. Nicole Irizarry will be our next to finish here in lane 8. (24:39.94), and now our final swimmer making her way toward the finish line right now is Jess Merrill from Norwich. Jess Merrill will finish up here. 25:05.79 for Merrill as we move to our final heat of the mile.
This time we'd please ask that you clear the competition pool.
Tonight.
Up next will be event 48, men's 1650-yard freestyle. There will be one heat.
These two are tonight. So this is going to be an interesting one, folks. I really wish you would play along with me with your trivia because there's only one swimmer, and it's a WPI swimmer. Oh, yeah, let's see. There is 2 WPI swimmers.
One.
I only have Sam Witcher, and I don't have the lane 9 swimmer from WPI. So that is not in the system. Robert. Let's go to the WPI website and grab this swimmer's name.
Now swimming in lane 4,
There we go.
Samuel Witcher. In lane 9, Emily Roberts.
Emily Roberts. Here we go. Here's Emily Roberts, freshman from Monson, Massachusetts. Must be pretty difficult to swim an event like the 1,000, like the mile, with no one else in the water with you. Each of them, there are 2 people, but, Samuel Witcher down in lane 4 isn't really able to see what's going on up in lane 9. Samuel Witcher in lane 4. Emmy Roberts in lane 9. We're about a third of the way through. They are pretty spread out, so it's very difficult to get. They're actually at opposing ends of the pool at all times, just about. They cross in the middle, so tough to get good coverage of both of them unless we just go really, really wide. As we continue to watch Witcher and Robert in the mile, just a friendly public service announcement. Finals will be starting tonight at 5 o'clock. So not 6 like the previous 2 nights. They will be starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Diving is set to commence. It was set to commence at noon. It's probably going to be a little afternoon. So what we're going to do is at the conclusion of this race, we're going to sign off from this broadcast. We'll get the diving broadcast started up. I'll go down and get the cameras set up so we're ready for that when it does kick off. There'll probably be a few minutes between diving, between the end of this race and diving. So we're back here. Listen, folks, is there anyone on the live stream that is watching Sam and Emily do the mile here from WPI? Because the GNAC has advised me that we could, in order to prepare for the diving session, we could sign off and I could get prepared for diving. But if someone is watching Sam or Emily here, we won't turn it off. So I'm going to give you probably a minute or two to jump into the live chat and tell me that you are maybe Sam's parents.
Attention coaches and swimmers, we have several events that are now closed.
Or Emily's parents. And if not, we are going to sign off from this broadcast so we can get ready for diving.
100-yard backstroke, there are no scratches. Event 51, women 200-yard butterfly, no scratches. Event 52, men 200-yard butterfly, no scratches.
All right, so Emmy's mom is on. So Karina, we're going to stay with you. We're going to stay here for you so you can continue to see. And actually, we're going to have Jonah focus on Emily for the rest of the race. Because it doesn't look like someone's watching Sam, and the GNAC conference has told me I could turn off the broadcast right now to prepare for diving. But, Karina, I want you to be able to see your daughter swim. Emmy's up there in lane 9, so we'll continue to follow Emmy, and then we'll kill the broadcast right after. Emmy Roberts continuing to approach the 1,300-yard mark here. As I mentioned before, Emmy is a freshman from Monson, Mass. Let's see if there's a bio on Emmy on the WPI website. Computer science and biomedical engineering major. And that's all I got on Emmy. I'm sure she's a delightful young lady, and she's doing a great job here in the 1650. So Witcher is just about done on the bottom of your screen. Almost 300 yards left for Emmy in lane 9 at the top of your screen. Karina, do we know Emmy's mile time? Is this the first time she swam it, or has she swam it numerous times? She wasn't entered into the system prior to the meet, so I don't have we don't have her name or any entry time or anything. So I don't know if this is her first time swimming the mile, or maybe this is the 20th time. 250 yards left for Emmy Roberts here. First time swimming it. All right. So this is Emmy Roberts, first time swimming the mile. She's a freshman from WPI. Emmy's going to get a good night's sleep tonight. First time ever swimming this distance. Aha. All righty. So Emmy approaching the 1475-yard mark. Less than 200 to go for Emmy Roberts, the freshman from WPI. I'll tell you, Karina, you're the luckiest mom ever. You get 100% individual focus on your daughter. Look at this. I mean, Joan is zoomed in and everything. He is lighting it up here. Emmy with just over 100 yards to go. So Emmy puts the finishing touches on her mile. Her time was 21:43:04, as you can see. So with that, that's the end of our broadcast, folks. We got to get set up for diving. A reminder, finals will be tonight at 5 o'clock. Diving, we're going to get that stream started momentarily. Alongside Avery Abreu, Jonah Carter, and Rachel Ellison, I am Jeremy Abreu. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at diving or finals.